Welcome to Speak Highly. My name is Sparks. I am a cannabis chef, a food photographer, and I'm one of the founders of The Hidden Creation. This show is where we sit down and we talk to people who use the plant with intention. Today we are with da, 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 da.
My name's Rhiana. I am known online as Kokogen, or a professional weed chef. Fun fact, Kokogen is Japanese, especially the characters I picked for a Black person. It was my Animal Crossing name, and then I made it my Instagram name. So, yeah, hi. So excited to be here. I'm a Brooklyn-based pastry chef. I do specialize in working with edibles. I am certified by the American Culinary Federation to work with and cook with cannabis, and I taught demo courses, and I do teach workshops in the city on how to make different recipes, use it intentionally, and all the fun shit in between.
So you took the program, right? Because I remember when it came out a few years ago. Did you already have a pastry background before, or was this like your first like I want to do pastry, and then you're like I'm gonna do pastry in cannabis?
So actually, I've never gone to like school for food or any kind of culinary background. I have just worked in a lot of restaurants, love to cook. My parents were very adamant about making sure that I had a lot of food, like very varied like cuisines. So they would take me out to dinner all the time and it's like really little. And so um I just really like food.
Hey, nothing wrong
And
with that.
so, yeah, it's kind of sick. Like when I write in my bio, like when I'm not thinking about cakes and stuff, like I'm actually really fucking always thinking about stuff. And I apologize. You might need to put some beeps on me. Um,
That's not necessary. That's not necessary.
yeah. So I grew up baking with my mom. Just kind of bake. She would bake for special occasions, and I'd be next to her, both trying to figure out some Food Network recipe. And then I would bake at home just for my own stuff, and I would make edibles on the side because I would rather have edibles at my holiday corporate holiday parties, so I wouldn't have to get drunk, and I could just like watch everyone be drunk. Yo, um, and then the program, it feels like such a long load up, but I got
That was okay.
into I got into baking in during the plague when I lost my job. I had played my first about 300 hours of Animal Crossing. I needed to do something. I was getting those like couch like rashes because I was just not doing anything. I was
Yeah.
scared and no. And I would basically make pastries and teach myself how to make all these things that I wanted to make because I was so used to going outside and getting food, and my hobbies were just going out to dinner and eating, and now I couldn't do that. And so I would teach myself all the things I wanted to make. And from there I it went into becoming a whole like little apartment bakery where I would have like a couple little people who would ask me for cakes and I'd run it over. And then I basically went from there into transitioning into a infused cafe uptown. I Treehouse Cafe, and it
That
that's
sounds
where I gave
familiar.
it.
That sounds Treehouse Cafe actually sounds really familiar. I'm pretty sure I've seen their Instagram too.
Yeah, it's popped up on Instagram. They're a great space. And basically, from there, they were the ones who sponsored me to go into the program. And from there, that's when I learned. So I think I took the class in 2021. No, 2022. Has to be
Okay.
2022 about. And after that, I remember emailing the program director and saying like, oh, like I have this background. I'd love to kind of be involved in this. And she was like, oh, do you want to teach demo class? And I'm like, okay. And it was from there that
Wow.
that all transpired. So yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
just figured it out.
No,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I took the culinary approach. I wasn't smoking or anything. I went to Johnson and Wales University, got my culinary degree. I had no baking experience, even though like they give you like one or two classes in school, but nothing unless you really, unless you bake, like it either sticks with you or it doesn't, and it didn't.
Yeah.
So years later, I met my wife. My wife is a pastry chef. We both went to the same school,
That
and
is
then
so cute.
yeah, and then we created the Hidden Creation years later. and then we have a recipe book out, and so on and so forth. So like I've taken other
Congratulations.
classes um, inside of like I was just trying to find like any type of education around cannabis because a lot of the information that was there was just stuff online and you don't know if it's true, but people have been smoking weed longer than the internet existed. So I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of trial and error. But I mean, like, I've never
Yeah.
met anyone that actually took the program. So like, kudos to you, because the only version I saw of it was like doing it online, and I wasn't sure because I was already taking a whole bunch of other courses. So I was just like, do I want to take another one? Like, but
I
this is
get
also
that.
like, the institute. Like, this is one of the top institutes that are like, we know what we're talking about. So, how long is the program? Because
The
I know
program,
people would definitely want to know about this because I want to know about it. So,
so I
like,
have,
what'd you do?
wow. First of all, the program was incredible. I'm still really grateful for it. And I will also say that I took it it was offered through one of the colleges here in the city. So I was able to take it through Kingsburg Community College. And it
Wow.
was, which was way more affordable than it is now.
Hmm.
But,
Yeah.
um, and I'm basically trying to both recall and translate how the structure of that like grant was given. But I know the program was a grant for 3 years. And I took it on I can't even quote timelines. My time is not a flat circle for me.
Yeah,
It's just
especially around
mush.
that time. Yeah, I get it.
So they had the program available grant for about 3 years, and it ended in this past May. Sorry, yeah. So it ended in May because again we're liminal airport time, and unfortunately they weren't able to get the grant again, or at least they weren't able to get funded again after like with all things going on, and it
Yeah.
was just a little difficult. And there were a number of classes that were still being offered after that program ended. That just all didn't become fully funded. Just
Mhm.
it's a lot going on in the world, and I know that affects both the people who want to take the class and the people
Mhm.
who offer the class or even choose to fund the class. And that's a huge reason why I do my videos online, because I feel like like people are going to find it, and with everything going on, it's looking a little dicey as to who's going to have access to what. And it's just, the formula is not that hard. I feel like just have it like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here, just
Yeah.
it's just I need. I'm very big on like it just should be somewhere, and because I also had to learn on Reddit and uh, Google, like the Google and all that shit. And my trial and errors were always like late at night and always with me knocking out or in hives, depending on the ingredient. I got food allergies, but I'd rather do that so other people
Like,
can't.
did it
Like with
work? I don't know, but I think I go. I think I had an allergic reaction to something. What did you eat? Everything. Just
I'll be like, it worked. I can't have X, Y, and Z, but you can't. I have a annoying fruit allergy. We can get into later if we have time. But the program was incredible. I do know that it is still being offered through the American Culinary Federation, like directly. And I
yeah.
do know I believe it's an online class. I took it
That's how I
online
saw about it.
too.
Yeah.
I think it's always going to be online. And I want to, let me tell you, being on Tumblr through all my formative years and being a chronically online child somehow made it possible for me to deal with that. And
Mhm.
um, I would also say it was a good portion away from me finishing my bachelor's degree. So I had like a pause and then a restart where it wasn't too weird.
What
But
did you get your bachelor's degree in?
psychology.
Wow. I want to do
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, that's
It's,
interesting.
you know what? I will say my psychology degree definitely helped me learn how to work with a lot of personalities.
Yeah.
Even though I did I've done a lot of other shit before this. I worked in the shelter system. I sold cars. I was a recruiter, and all the while baking.
Medicine. Medicine. Medicine.
Medicine. It just always elicits a really funny response when I'm like, I'm a little person. I'm only 5'3.5". Like tall men are like, oh, they crack up. It makes me laugh. But I think if people have the access to take the program with professionals, it's great. They give you wonderful materials. If folks don't have the access, there's a lot of other educators like yourself and myself and other people in this space that I'm happy to share. There are people who do infused yoga, like Love
Yep.
Music Yoga is a really close friend of mine, Samantha Martin's brilliant brilliant yogi who both shows you how to incorporate plant usage intentionally while practicing yoga, and also shows how to do different types of yoga moves for all body types and abilities. And then there
Is
are also,
she someone in New York?
yes, these
Okay,
are
I
all
got
people that
it.
are based in New York, but they're online and they put a lot of, they're like also content creators that share their work online so people can have it. And there are another one I think is really big is her name is Queenie, Miss Queenie Online. She's a brilliant dab specialist, and she's great at dabs. She runs all these educational workshops, and she also shows how people utilize it for health reasons. She used it to
Mm.
essentially manage her endometriosis, which I think is amazing. And she also does a lot of workshop and education around that. So there's a lot of people making sure this is accessible, which I'm really, really grateful for. And I think is really important just because, you know, eggs are expensive.
Yeah, there'd be times where you don't have food, but you can find a little gram around somewhere. I swear.
Yeah.
And I do the same approach where it's just like, like weed is really strong now. Like you can get a lot done with like a gram. And I just
Mhm.
remember always looking up things online and was like, okay, well, I got to make like infused butter, but it's like use 16 grams, like 16 grams. Like I
Yeah.
don't got 16 grams. And like, now looking back, you can look at the math and you can see that, okay, like it wasn't as strong. You can see why people want to use 16 grams. But I mean, like average cannabis right now, cannabis weed strains are, like 25%, 250 milligrams per 1 gram.
Yeah.
You're usually getting an eighth. So, I mean, like you got almost 1,000 milligrams right there. I think we can figure this out. So I'm so happy that the algorithm finally showed me you to introduce. Like it's dope. I mean, it's just so cool because I worked in dispensaries, and dispensaries operate from the viewpoint of a retail store or like a CVS, or sometimes it's like, like counter culture, which is like, all right, cool. Like there's people out there that, all these people exist. But I mean, like, sometimes I just want to know, like, what is good? Why does this affect me?
Right.
Why did this not affect me? What is a sativa indica? What is a hybrid? You know what I mean? Like just like the small basic things, and like unless that dispensary is putting out the information, like I have to depend on the person that I'm talking to at the moment knows. So it's really
Yeah.
confusing when you would think, where at least in Florida, I mean, in New York, it's medical, it's recreational. So it should be even easier in New York for people just to be able to, or for the smoke shops to put out educational content. But like everyone just wants to just sell the best flower, and it's like cool, but I mean, like, don't ignore the people that are trying to figure some things out too.
This is an interesting perspective that yes, there are. I will also caveat in the sense that I'm not familiar with the cannabis space in Florida, so I haven't been
Okay.
to. I feel like I'm gonna ask a real stupid question. Is it legal in Florida? I feel like it's not, or it is, or it's not. But what's the
It's
parameters currently?
so it's medical. You have to have your medical card to get it.
I
But
see. Yeah. Okay. You need a pass.
you need a pass. It's not difficult.
Cool. All right. So, and when was the last time you were in the city before I start mansplaining?
In New York,
Yeah,
maybe a few years.
few years. Oh,
I
okay.
haven't been up there in a little while. Yeah, since I had my
Okay.
daughter, I haven't been up there. So it's been at least 4 years.
Okay. That okay. That fits about right. All right. Congratulations on your daughter. Um.
Thank you.
So,
It's been
how
so
old is she?
tough. It's been so tough. She's two
How
and a
old is she?
half.
She's
Two and a half.
damn. You're getting your 10,000 steps, and I know you are.
Yeah.
That- Congratulations. So weed in the city is, I want to say, in terms of offerings, it is very similar. Like you got a flower, I got a flower. I feel like that's a good basis. But in terms of, let me rephrase. The flowery is very nice. I haven't been to all their locations, so I'm not going to speak on all of the locations. But I do know that there are other dispensaries that like to put education at the forefront.
Hmm.
Um, For example, the travel agency is one that's New York based. They have a location in Brooklyn that like I love because it's really close to me. Some of their spaces have entire walls where you can walk in and see all the different types of like cannabis plants, as well as examples of maybe like the terpenes as well. So you can learn what limonene is, you can learn what pinene is, what kind of effects it has on your body. You can learn, there are other words that I can see them in my head, and I know that I'm kind of afraid to pronounce them because I haven't heard them out loud yet. So I won't wait.
I know what I'm
But
talking
there's
about. I know what
just,
I'm talking about. That's a big word. Okay.
it's a big word, and I'm
I'm
afraid to embarrass myself outside of making that explanation, which, sorry. But there's just, they do have a lot of examples where you can visually look at what you want to see, or at least look at different types of versions of cannabis and learn about it and learn how it can affect your body. Where else does Alta, which is on, it's around the Chinatown area. They also have something similar where they organize their store by the effects you're going to feel. So there's one section for like chill, there's one section for energy, sleep, focus. And then they also have a wall that explains all the different types of concentrates so people can understand. Because I think that, or at least, and I can only speak about New York. I have been to Colorado, I've experienced their spaces, but that was in 2016, so my information's not updated. But did love that. Also found really educational spaces there. I'm not sure if you've been to, if I remember, there was a place called Lodo Health Store in 2016, and they had a whole. You can visually see it. It was the only dispenser that did this. Their little grow section of where they would grow their weed, and then also, I guess, sell it. And it was just really cool to see because no, I've never seen that before. I've never seen all those plants in one space, except out of
right. What
only
a
in GTA
love.
5. But like, so it was just cool. And I guess that was the first time I ever really gave a shit about like, oh, like there's more to this than just getting high with my boyfriend or whatnot. But so now, yeah, there are like, I guess there's a recognition that there are a lot more beginner consumers that are going to be going to these places. So
Yeah.
there is a lot more focus on what people are going to feel, a lot more focus on taking things low and slow, giving a lot of different options. We do have the fun stuff that's like, this is super infused with diamonds and rolled in keef and it's 99.9%. And like, do I get that? Absolutely. I love that shit. love it. But that's just for me.
Need more of that. What is that? More.
I'm like, percents? 99? But I also can it's like a two-pronged approach. I appreciate that they have the low options for people who want to just start getting understanding and using it for their very specific needs, going to sleep, knee pain, getting some work done without having a panic attack. All
Yeah.
things I also enjoy. Um, but I also know that there are folks like me who like to just be tranquilized. I am a very highly anxious, generally high panic, jumpy person. So I like
Work in
to be like,
restaurants.
yo.
I'd be like,
I
get
mean,
off.
yeah, sure. But I was like, I mean, I'm like that by default. Like working in the restaurant is almost like almost the
But I feel good
band-aid.
here. I don't know why, but I feel
I'm like,
feel
I'm
good
like,
here.
just give me some eggs to beat. Give me some eggs. Like, everything's done by hand. My emulsions, my hands. I'm kidding, they're not. But what really gets me is so I'm gonna be the one that's gonna look for some that can smoke something that's higher and be okay during the day.
Yeah.
Whereas, in the same visit, I can pick up some gummies for my friend's grandma to like bring home with me because
Yeah.
grandma wants to sleep. I love that. And yeah, I've noticed that at least here, there's a little bit more of a preference to go the education route. So people are like, "Oh, it's great," and they get, there's more places
That's
and
hilarious.
better like that.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I feel like down here it's like one of the dispensaries I saw today, they were like, let me tell you about our 2025, what we sold the most of, and like what people wanted in their pre-rolls. And it's like no one cares
Oh,
about what you sold.
I mean,
Like
yeah,
it's cool, but like tell me like, hey, you people that live in Florida, you people like the people that don't sleep, this is what
Mhm.
people are buying. You know what I mean? Like you
Oh,
work in hospitality,
wow.
like this is what I would like to see. You know what I mean? It's not what I see, but it's just
Yeah,
like
that's really
when
important.
it is
Oh my
important.
God, there. Oh, okay. I'd like to have a proper feel like, oh my God, what? And
It's
this is
so
why I need
important.
99. This
Like
is why I need diamonds. This is why I need crushed up, crack looking shit in my joints.
you know what I mean? Like if you got something worth talking about, like then just tell the people that just you can have the communication for people that like, okay, like if this is what you need, this is what we got. You know what I mean? This is
Okay.
why it works. Like this is why our flour tastes like this. This is why we are known as the flowery. These are the people that make it. Like why, like and I understand like regulations, but like as long as you're not saying at the end of it, come buy this, then like if I can say it on my channel
Mm-hmm.
and I can also get banned for saying these things. But if I'm saying these things and they're not banned, then there's no reason why you can't say these things either. Especially if you could just write a script and be like, okay, I'm only going to talk about these. Like, okay, we've sold this amount of money, or so we made this amount of money based off of tinctures, but our gummies are not making any sales. Let's just talk about why gummies would be great. The joke that I
Absolutely.
make is like, you're going to have a meeting in an hour and a half. This is the gummy that you're going to take to survive the meeting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They look like this. I don't know, but
They look like this. I mean,
this
that's
is the
true.
color.
I will throw out the internet suppression within these social media spaces is really difficult to navigate.
Yeah, how did you
Happy to
get
share.
so far? Because I've been doing it for a while, and then like you're like 80,000. I'm like, okay, so it exists, and I like what you do with the color change when it looks like cannabis. I
Thank
thought
you.
that was clever,
Thank you.
But like, how long have you actually been doing it?
So full 100% disclosure. That is my personal Instagram account that I've had since I was like 18 years old.
Heard that.
Like, if I opened up my archives, you could see me with a lot more hope in my face, but the same
Look at that girl
face.
right there, pre-weed, full of hope, right? With the
So
puppet ears.
full of hope. And the whole time just like, ooh, shook. But so what happened is I from my from my true perspective, what had happened was I was, working in a bakery, working in the weed space, and I was about to take a trip to London. London does not no weed, nothing. And I'm not a
Yeah,
cigarette person. I also am like, at the time I was trying to be better about my drinking habits, which we're still on a journey, but we're doing good. Um be I'll be like, not having a lot of
I
money
am.
helps.
I am trying.
Trying. I'm trying. Um, so the way that I experienced, I basically had to stop smoking, but I had to stop smoking a long time in advance, at least 2 weeks ahead of time, because my withdrawal symptoms are I don't sleep and I don't eat. And
Yeah.
those are two things that I very much love to do. And if I don't do them, I either I either crash out or cry. And those are two things I can't do in public. So I tried to stop. I stopped ahead of time, especially not in London. Like the food in London was so good. I needed to eat it. So I stopped and I made this video where I joked about it. And I'm like, oh, I gotta take a tea break. But I work in the weed space and you will have to probably dig if you want to take a look at it. But it's a video of me and I'm pretending to shake my hands like I'm handing over an edible and I'm like, oh, like sadly. And I'm pacing back and forth in front of a joint and I'm being like pretending to be upset. I wasn't like shaking or I mean, I'm sure you have experienced having to take a break and, maybe having weird dreams for a while or
Yeah.
experiencing dreams again or whatever. And I know it's a common experience, but that just it blew up while I was on the plane for 18 hours. It was it was a lot to take in. And I remember it was a lot taken. I was like, oh, it was a lot of people calling me a drug addict and basically berating me and saying I was like a waste of life and horrible. And like, there's clearly something wrong with me if I'm doing all this and I feel this way. And then there were a bunch of people fighting for me, which was very kind, where they're like, I experienced this and like, you can't say X, Y, and Z. And they, sharing their own experiences. It was a fascinating observation anthropologically into like the human condition. on various like polarizing topics.
Wow, but I feel terrible. Huh,
Huh?
but thank you. But I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know
like,
you.
this is terrifying, but also, oh, it was just kind of fascinating. I think what also helped is like I've been bullied my whole life. Like I have heard it all. I mean, I like it, and I've gone to the point where I can like make fun of the features I used to be bullied for. Like we're there. Like my forehead is like look. You probably see it a lot on my page, but I'm already doing self-deprecating humor, and I know that I'm like not a fuck up, so it didn't bother me as much. I think what did bother me was just like general audacity. It was like this is a lot of time spent to try and make someone feel bad. So, but that's neither here nor there. But that kind of drew attention to just like what I do because I was posting like little nonsense for a little while.
Mm,
And I think I was just kind of okay with like I'll post whatever and if it blows up, it blows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's just have this out here. Who cares? And so I got like that couple new followers and then I'm like, "Oh, well now that I have you here, look what I can do." Like I felt like Glep on Smiling Friends like yeah, or that character from Mad TV.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Wait. Okay.
All right. All right. Listening.
I'm
Perfect.
like, if you didn't get that, and I had to do 6-7, I had to cancel the phone call.
Honestly, I still don't. I just turned 34. I have no idea what the 6'7" thing is. I don't.
It's good.
Good.
Good. You're in a good place. You're in a good place.
I'm like, I think I think it's the first time I've actually fully know that I aged out of something. I can't even find it. I don't even algorithm was like, don't don't.
Don't
I'm
bother.
not even gonna send
Don't
it.
bother. Don't bother. Not this brain rot. Good. But that's yeah. So that kind of blew up. And it was the butter video. My first like this is how you make weed butter here.
Yeah.
And
And you've
I
been
freaked the
mostly
fuck out.
focusing on Instagram versus YouTube or TikTok.
I can't speak clip clop. And the y'all, that's how I was on Instagram for okay, I'm 30. I'm be well, you already knew my birthday. I'm 32 currently. I've been on Instagram for like 15 years since that
Yeah.
shit came out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it took me that long, I'm
Yeah.
kidding, to
Yeah.
figure things out. So in terms of well, there's a number of reasons. In terms of TikTok, their censorship is a lot more strict, or at the time it was really, really strict. And videos that I would put on my Instagram would get flagged immediately on TikTok. And so it made
Mm.
it really hard for me to include base recipes like here's how you make butter, oil, sugar, like things I really need people to know. That's like the first things I wanted to have out, and all that got flagged. And then my regular recipes got flagged. And the way I cook, not every one of my clients wants weed in their stuff. So if I am, recipe testing or doing something on my own, it's either infused or not infused. But I do like to at least show, like, this is where you put it in.
Hmm.
So even if you don't show the content, you just talking about it, sometimes it just gets red flagged. So that was too much for my wee little brain to handle, like having to re-edit for certain things. And I'm just like, ah. And then with the whole it exists, it don't exist, it needs to be bought out, and it's not bought out. That was just
Yeah.
if there's one less thing for me to be surveilled on, that's okay. Why I'm not on YouTube is I have actually no good fucking reason. That's my 2026 goal is get my ass on YouTube. I basically have all the things I need to like recreate all my stuff long form, and I finally am able to like. I took this year to like figure out what my niche was, or at least grow into all these people.
Yeah.
And now that I feel like that's settled, it's like okay, let's start continuing to build. So YouTube is my next goal. I want to have my first video out next month, and now that I say it and I have it on video recording, I have to do it, and that's how you're held accountable to shit.
Well, I'm gonna
Stress.
give you videos anyway. I'm gonna show you what I use. It's called Opus Clip. It's really it's amazing. I tried becoming a video editor. I realized that a videographer is a videographer and I am a photographer. So like we just don't think the same.
It's
But you
fine.
still kind of had to learn how to
Can't
do
cook.
so right. I'm not a pastry chef. I make a pasta. So
I can make a thing or two, but like I'm not that thing with the butter and the pine cones. That's not gonna come to me immediately. I will put pine cone in a cupcake before I think to put it in
oh
something
my
else.
god.
That's brilliant.
So with this is like even when this is done, it goes through the AI. It finds all like interesting clips. I have a whole prompt that I use to grab all the clips for it, and then it spits out like this is gonna be. We're almost about to be at an hour. It's probably going to give us maybe like 30 clips, and
Oh
then you
wow.
can set up all those clips to go to your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. It does all the captions for you, does all the titles for you. And then you can add a CTA at the end. So then what I do is I just have these conversations about whatever I want. It still feeds my agenda essentially. I get to talk to cool people and then I don't worry about cutting anything. I just have it cut it and then I just have it run. So this will give you enough clips to pick whatever you want out of your own like little section and then like you could just like share that or this and then
It's
then I have a
fascinating.
long form and then I all the clips all of it's automatic. I can't. I gave up. I trust the system. I was like no. I'm gonna have
Planet's
really
gonna
cool
love you.
conversations, and I'm gonna let AI pick the rest for me. I'm cool with that because it's too much. It's too much. I'm gonna focus what I can focus on and talk to people that will have the same interest, and AI will figure it out from there. So
No, I get that. I can sympathize for sure. There are some things that I've kind of resigned myself that I'm just it's going to take a little more time for me to get to this space.
yeah.
Macaroons are on that list. I every time I see one,
I wonder. That's so funny. There was a macaroon book over here. I don't know where it is. I saw it today. I don't. If I, I'll send it
when
to you.
you
My wife has a
locate it.
macaroon book because my wife was trying to find out how to do macaroons for a long time until she started working with some Japanese chef in Fort
That'll do
Lauderdale.
it.
Yeah, at Fort Lauderdale, and taught her how to do it. Um,
I I love Japanese. I feel like honestly that was a big push to make me want to like make my own treats. Is that I really adore Japanese baking so
it's
much.
great.
They're
You got to
so
go to
cute.
Japan. You ever been to Japan?
I've been to Japan. I went in 2018. I actually recently looked back on those pictures and it is just one section of my Google Photos that looks like a fever dream. Just colors and stuff and colors and
Yeah.
food and
Where did you go
so
in Japan?
my friend was living in Hatanodai at the time. So that was like a little like town just outside of Tokyo. And
Okay.
so she was teaching English and I was like, I'll live in your tiny apartment with you for like a week or so. And you can go, she would go to school and I would jump on the train and just go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I taught myself up to like first grade Japanese. Maybe that's even like a gold star. It's probably kindergarten. I taught myself enough Japanese to have basic conversations, be able to find out where the bathroom is without asking too many questions and like read shit. So,
Yeah. In a
yeah.
week?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. What had happened was I was still working like a corporate job and I just got promoted or something and I was still in that weird like young late capitalism mind where I'm like, this job is my entire life and it's all of my meaning and I can't lose it and I can't have them not like me and like in that annoying ass voice. Cause that's how high I would talk. Cause I would go, I would go like, hi, how are you? But yeah, I basically had a shorter trip for financial reasons and job reasons because I was like, don't fire me. I need this job to go to
Need a
Japan.
job. I'll be
Yeah,
back.
man.
Yeah. I went to
Fuck
Japan
this.
for 2 weeks. I went to Japan. I went to Tokyo for a week, and my friend, we were working at a restaurant, and his visa was up, so he had to go back to Japan. I was like, "Can I come with you?" He was like, "Yeah, sure. You can stay at my house." And then another
It's a
person who
great
was not
friend.
my friend at a time was like, "Hey, I'm gonna come on your trip." So it turned into like a guy's trip, and he lived in Osaka, so we stayed in Osaka in his house for a week, and then we took
That's
the train
beautiful.
to the bullet train which at the time was only going 200 miles an hour,
Only.
and only
What is
and we
it
were
now?
a lot faster, a
Okay.
lot, because they were like, it took us like 2 hours to go from Tokyo to Osaka, and then they were like, in the future, it's only going to take 45 minutes. What's the rush? Like, like, all right, why not? If you could, I mean, if you could do it, if that's the, I won't be upset.
It's
So,
there.
um, yeah, and then we went to go eat dinner at his. So my friend's his chef who helped him get to the United States lived right behind him. So then he made us blowfish and what's the other fish? No, it was blowfish, right? Or no, what's the fish with it had like a poison pouch inside?
Blowfish, yeah. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
the
okay.
fish that can kill you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
He
you
made it. He made us
live.
a whole bunch of blowfish. He made it in a hot pot, sashimi, tempura. So like after I just got like assumed that I might die driving around Japan. This is the second day in Japan, by the way. After I got after um I wasn't sure if I was going to make it out. Then right after that, we went to go eat blowfish. Had that, and then he took us to basically like a well, you know, in Japan they don't have like long buildings; they're just like super tall.
Yeah, and
So
there's
they
like
had something
20,
that
24s.
yeah, ridiculous. So they had it was like a
Oh,
Walmart, but it was just like straight up. So it never
oh my
even.
God, Don Quixote?
Yes, you sound more confident than I remember. So I'm like, yeah, I couldn't think
That
of that
weird
name for
adult
sure.
section that's really big.
I don't. We didn't go there, but
Okay.
I don't know about that. But uh, had the blowfish, and then we went to the back of one store, and then we went into like this back room, which was super sketchy. And then they had all of it was like all black, and like you know everything was all bright outside, and you go in like this back door, and then it's all like black and like all these cases, and they had all of these watches here. And then the chef goes, "You can pick out a watch. I'm gonna get it for you." And I was like, "You just almost killed me." You know. And now you tell me to get a watch because if you don't pick out a watch, I'm gonna get you this pink one right here. And then I've had this watch for 10 years, 10,
Oh
11 years.
my God.
Yeah.
And there's not like a tracker in it or nothing?
I don't. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna track.
That's like, he's like,
It's still here,
took you to a
still
back
here in
room
Miami. I don't know what else. You know, what
and was like, buy a watch.
yeah. He
That's
was like, "Bye,
cool.
or you're gonna." I'm getting this anyway. So, yeah, I smoked weed in Japan. That was
Damn.
incredible.
And you have a watch to tell the tale.
And I have a watch to tell the
That's
story.
sick. You need to put that on Substack, like post haste. You
Oh
have to
man.
like write that down.
All right, let me ask you some of these questions too, just so I can make sure the chat.
Yeah, I've got time. It's all good.
Let's see here. What just happened? What just happened?
I just have this really fat joint waiting for me.
Light the joint. My wife's gonna come here soon. I'm gonna light my. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, there it is. All right, hold on.
You please. I came pre-prepared.
Now we were supposed to like. Dang, why didn't this? We were supposed to like start with smoking, but we just started because it was perfect. Oh my gosh, why
Well,
is this?
you know what? I actually am gonna run right here. Where'd it go? Here.
Okay, there we go.
You always keep one in the pocket.
Actually, this is my wife right here.
I was, I'll be honest, I was ogling that. That is a beautiful wife. Oh my goodness. Can
Yeah.
I? Oh, you're. I tried to pinch in, but is she online?
Is she alive? Yeah, she's alive. Yeah.
Can I follow her?
If you want, yeah. I ain't concerned. Follow away. Follow away.
Does she post recipes?
I mean, all of her recipes are in her book. But no, she's not really on. She's about to become a store manager at a dispensary, so her time's all in the corporate world.
Thank
So like,
congratulations
I
to
kind of
her.
do it all on like this side, and then like she does it like the other side. So
Wow.
one
One
day,
day,
one day.
one day there's gonna be a collab.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
One
mean, I
day.
got it now that I know you're actually really close to my sister. I'll find a way to be up there sooner, and then we can like.
Please. I mean, no pressure, but
No,
we can get. I
my
mean, I.
sister's been telling me to come to New York and do this for years. There was times where she would be like, "Hey, like I have this extra weed. Like, what can I do with it?" Because I'm trying to find out have to go back to a corporate job if I don't have to, especially with my daughter. So it's like, how can I start making money doing this online? And it's getting better. It's definitely
Good, good. It's
so.
constantly. Oh, oh gosh, I wanted to make a real fucked up a dirty joke, but I'm gonna be an adult about it. It's a constant grind.
What are you gonna say? Say what you're gonna say. Say with your chest.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
lot of children. Yeah, a lot of.
As
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get your knee pads sometimes, but
all industries, doesn't matter what industry, you just gotta.
never. But
Okay,
if
let's
you
see.
don't put that one on, AI does a lot of shit on that these
Right, I
days.
think AI is gonna be like, maybe we don't even bring that up. Okay, let's see,
But
let's see, let's see.
I will say,
Yeah, no, go, go.
oh, I was gonna say that in terms of what I guess like something that I did do a lot to kind of put my pastries out there was I did a lot of pop-ups, lot
Yeah,
of pop-up shops.
gotta go back to the pop-ups.
Oh,
Let's see, will it come through? Eh, come on,
oh,
uh,
there it is.
there it is.
There it is. That's crispy. That's
Yeah,
crispy crunch.
luckily because my wife works in the dispensary and she's on like the test panel, so they just gave
Mm.
us like 21 jars for free. Yeah,
Wow.
love dispensary sometimes.
Love dispensaries.
Love
I
dispensary.
will one of the one of the best things I ever got in like one of those like swag bag things was infused Nutella.
Ooh,
Phew.
that has to be
And
pretty
it's
easy to make. I mean, it is. You could just put it inside the Ardent machine with the distillate. Done.
I mean, that's not for me to say. But
Why not?
I'm not gonna deny what you're saying.
You
But
gotta
it
tell the
exists.
people.
If you don't want to do that, yeah. Honestly, yeah. If you want to really go hard, you could just blend. Just what is it? What is Nutella? It's just like hazelnut and vegetable oil and sugar.
Something. I mean, you could just buy it though. I mean, like,
Yeah, just buy it
yeah.
and drop it. Yeah, you're right. You could just buy it and drop it distillate.
I mean, I know
That's
you could do
probably.
the pastry way of doing it, which I'm pretty sure you've already thought about, with your double boiler. But you know, um,
I'm already thinking. I made my own fucking chamoy. Like I'm ready. That's not hard,
yeah,
but
I got to get you to talk to my wife because I think even just you guys having like the pastry talk about things would be really cool. I don't know if she's
I
gonna
feel
be
like I'm
here.
gonna learn. I feel like I could learn a hell of a lot from the both of y'all. Um, like I
I
actually
agree.
watched your multi-part brisket situation. I didn't even know what to do with myself. Like that looked incredible, and every time it popped up, I'm like, good God, I just want to swim in it. I just want to
I
live it.
didn't know people didn't have brisket pasta. To me, this is a very like normal thing, but a lot of the
Brisket
food that,
pasta.
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't sound outside, too outside the realm of possibility, but it doesn't sound
that
outlandish. It sounds achievable
well, yeah. Yeah,
for
everyone I
people.
asked, people like, no, I used to just have brisket like on a sandwich, or I never had brisket. I'm like, I'm from North Carolina, so like I had brisket intimately, and I worked in Italian influence restaurants because everything down here is Spanish first, and then it's like we'll segue from there.
Mm, cool.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I was just like got brisket, pasta, ragu, but everything's also very culinary in my head. Yeah,
Right.
so
But that sounds good. I would eat a brisket pasta.
it was
But
so good.
now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever had brisket with anything else. Just on parchment paper. Just on
It's good.
parchment paper.
That's what we'll
Yeah,
do.
it's, you can imagine.
We'll do a brisket pasta event with your pastries, and then like
Oh my God.
we
Fly
could
me
do
out.
that. We could do that. Oh, I
Oh,
gotta ask. I gotta ask one of these questions. Okay, let's see.
oh,
What's
sorry. Yes.
one? No, no, you're fine. I just want to ask like two.
Ask me anything.
What's
May
one thing cannabis unlock? Okay, what's one thing cannabis unlocks in you that nothing else can?
One thing cannabis unlocks in me that nothing else can. Patience. Like, so much patience
Fair.
most of the time. And that's just like that. I want to say, like, yes, that also, yes, in cooking, but also in life. I have smoked myself out of panic attacks. Like, or like I could be like in the middle of like hysterically crying and be like, I'll like kind of be like, I need to chill. This is some bitch shit. Let me just smoke. And then I'll smoke and then just talk myself out of something. I'll be like, all right, whatever you're freaking out about actually isn't probably that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, like it's always like, let's take a beat and circle back here. It's always it's definitely from a there's this show called Cake, and there's a song there, it's like a show of shorts, and they used to do this thing, but one of the songs was like, let me take a beat and circle back. He's like, I'm gonna take a beat and circle back. But it was a song about that.
Okay.
Let me take a beat and so that's always what I think about when
That's
I
all
smoke.
you
It's
think
I always
about.
just, yeah, let me take a beat and circle back, because it lets me take a second to just, I don't know, reanalyze things. I don't want to say time slows down and I like, dilate, but it's also like, how do I describe it? It it makes everything probably feel as realistic as it actually is. Like, I have really bad anxiety. I'm already catastrophizing as it is. Everything is always like a life or death, black or white situation. Whereas
Yeah.
I'll take a hit, which I'm gonna do right now.
Do it. Get it. Oh, yeah, there goes my wife right there. Hold on one second.
Please, I'll have more.
I got it. Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's good.
um,
Oh, you can hear me. That's right. I forgot my mic is still on, so you can hear me so well. Hold on. What happened on your pants? Oh, the stickers. Hi, Sage. You, I don't know what you're saying. Yeah. What is he saying? You don't know either. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, baby, come here. Oh, okay. Come here, Sage. Come here. Come say hello.
like sage is my favorite herb.
Come here. Come say hello. Well, you gotta get up here.
Hey,
Say hello.
Munchkin,
Hola.
how are you? Your hair is really pretty.
No, say your age. You say you're
How old are
two.
you?
You say you're two. No, keep go take your shoes off.
I like your beads. They're so cute. Do you like cake also? Oh, I couldn't hear that one. You gotta give her the mic.
Here.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Say, you like cake? I love cake too. What kind of cake do you like?
Bicep.
Hmm?
A bicep done.
What's done? What's
That
done?
sounds delicious. Do you like? I didn't hear, but I like the same cake that she likes too.
Say hello.
And where were you just at?
Oh.
It's okay.
Hi.
Okay, come on, go take your shoes off, okay? Go take your shoes off. Come on. Go put your shoes on.
Bye.
Go put your shoes on. She's
See,
not
that
gonna
was the best conversation I had today.
She's not gonna take her shoes off. That's great. Sage, go take your shoes off. No. No, not gonna do that either. It's all right. We're going to bed soon. I don't remember the last thing. Oh, you were saying patience. Patience.
Patience. That's what weed does. It makes me stop. It makes me just reassess. Sometimes I just walk away and I come back. And That saved a lot of lives. That has saved a lot. That has kept my ass out of prison many times.
Weed has kept you out of prison as people are trying to find ways to put you in prison for weed. You're like, you don't understand.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Let's see. Finish this statement. Cannabis gave me permission to.
Ooh. Cannabis gave me permission to be ballsy and obnoxious about what I want to do.
Really?
Yeah. So I am very much like, I can figure this out. If I can figure this out, anyone can figure this out. My brain cells don't always work. They have just started to work together. They've just started to work together. I think they've created a union. I'm very happy for them. Things are working out. But in that same vein, I also have a very strong sense of like, wheat doesn't have, like, edibles don't have to taste bad. They can be really good. And they can be really bougie sounding with pretty minimal effort. So I think a big thing about how I make my pastries is I'm always trying to find like ways to add a floral or an unconventional flavor and be like, here's how to do it in your home with your hand mixer or by hand, just so you know that everyone can do it. And here's how to convert it to vegan diets and gluten-free diets. And if you don't want eggs, because eggs are expensive, here's all my recipes with eggs and how to replace it where it's in a comfortable way that you're good. And it's just, you know, I'm always just kind of thinking like, I can't, like, at this point, like, who the fuck cares? You know, people are gonna have weed legalization. People are not gonna have legalization. Some places get it, some places don't.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Have them. Here it is. Like fuck the people who are trying to stop it all from happening. So yeah, and here it is being really, really, really nice. And I think what also it has shown me is like the worst that can happen is someone says no, and then you get high about it, and you're fine. You get high, you process, and it's good.
It's like the Snickers commercial where it's like you haven't eaten. You can be the same things like, yo, you might need to go smoke.
Yeah.
You feel better? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's
my mother at at the last holiday party encouraged me to go smoke because I was wound up. And I was like, okay, Miss Dorma.
Like, you know what, Mom? I think you're right.
You're like, I know she's right, but it was just in that moment. See, patience and saving lives. Patience saving lives, but I was also balls to the wall off my ass. Christmas is tough. But yeah, but also in the sense of like when you go to weed spaces in the city are they're very, very, very sociable. Like people go there to network, meet other people. They do a lot of collaborative things like puffin paints or figure drawing or karaoke I've seen. And I am, you know, socially anxious too. So what?
It's like I like being here.
Yeah. I'm like I go into places, I don't like loud places. I feel like I'm an awkward person. Big crowds make me very nervous because I'm always thinking, oh my God, crowd crush. How are the exits? What's going to happen? Yeah, it's a lot. So what I'm really grateful for is that when you go to these events, like everyone's high. And that just makes everything kind of a little easier. So if I go up and say something really weird, I can just be like, my bad, I'm just real high. Sorry.
Right.
And it's like, fuck it. And they're like, ah, fuck it. So, sorry. But, you know, have it. And, yeah, it's just kind of led me to feel more confident taking on a lot more side quests that I never would have done, like posting online and working with travel agency and working with all these, or just reaching out to all these brands that I've, you know, consumed and really admired and then finally got to work with. So it just, you know, the worst you can do is get high and they say no, but you can get high after and it's fine.
Right. Yeah, I finally got to the point where a couple of dispensaries reached out when it comes to like the recipes because they all have blogs, but they don't really use.
I don't have anything on them.
So I'm like, hey, like, if you have any products, I mean, you probably could show me a better way to do this, but I mean, like, I'll like either tag them in like the food and be like, if you have any, I can come pick up a flower. I can, show people how to make it with your flower or something, and then you can use this as like an SEO blog if you want or video, or we can share the
Yeah.
video. So that's
Usually what I like to do is I'm all about like making, so in my, my previous life, I was a office manager because I love to be organized, and it's not work. It's more of like a game that pays me. So
right.
yeah, I'm always trying to figure out ways to not really work or just do things I like to do. So when I office managed, oh shit, did I get high and I forgot what my fucking point is? Oh, no, but maybe, oh, not, templates. So when I did that, I would always have like a set thing. If I was sending something out to a whole bunch of like people, I would always have like a set pre-written whatever just that says, "Hey, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, kisses," and then just send that out to a whole bunch of people. And I would just basically what I do is I made with the brilliant advice of my good friend Rhiana, who is very supportive of me. Um, I just made one template that I could alter a little bit, send
Mm.
out to places, and just be like, "Hey, copy paste send, copy paste send." It's between you
And
and
that's
me.
been working.
Yeah. Sometimes, the worst they can say is no or not
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah. Yes, it.
You do it. It's all. I feel like what is. I'm not saying any holding nobody back, but I feel like what I was afraid of, and still have fear of, and I think that a lot of creators within our space are thinking about is like fear of rejection. They want to be like perfect about everything, and I feel like that's not, it's going to happen, but it's not indicative of you as a failure in and of itself, unless it constantly happens and you have no positive steps. But I can't speak for that. I don't think that happens to, I don't want to believe that's always going on, but well, it's not. But what's after you've catastrophized a little bit, you can either do it and just get it out of the way, or not do it and you're in the same place. But I just kind of, just take the poop and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it. It's okay.
If they do it.
Um, because they'll eventually, like, people will find you. People will find what they want to find. I have found some weird niches. Like, I like to follow tiny Japanese cooking and miniature apartment building and it, oh gosh, hardcore metal in New
Go get
York.
the remote. Go get the remote for us.
So people will always find what they want to find if they're hunting for it. Like, you'll always find a space.
Fair enough. I
Yeah.
think she's on the phone. Are you on the phone? You on the phone?
Why are you laughing?
Because you're leaving. Oh, welcome to being store manager. Well, just come here for a second.
Sorry, my feet got hot.
Rhiana, right? Rhiana?
Yeah.
My wife. Oh, sure.
Hi, how are you?
Camera. This
No, this way.
okay, this camera. Hi, how are you? It's weird.
I'm good. How are you? It's a pleasure.
Hi,
She saw your photo back there. She was like, I thought that was your wife.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I honor you. I'm like, still, but a pleasure to meet you.
So when people come over, I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't do this. I didn't.
I have a whole bunch of photos of her around the house.
That'd be the first thing I point to. I'll be like, hey, look. But I'm
I
also
do.
obnoxious.
I do all the time. Yeah. She's also a pastry chef, and then she went to the what's the not art institute, but the culinary.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I
No, no,
took
no, no.
one course that taught me culinary cannabis that was sponsored by the American Culinary Federation.
American culinary. Remember, because we had.
But comparatively, I'm like a pastry enthusiast.
Oh, I didn't know you were on the phone.
yeah, I was on the phone.
I know you were on the phone. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because you asked me if I was on the phone. I said, yeah. And you said, well, come here real quick.
Well, you
And
started
I
talking
said-
to me.
And I said, yeah, sure.
I thought you
Oh my
were.
goodness, she has to finish it.
Yeah, I was on the
Shane,
phone with Jackie about work.
Jackie always on the phone. It's fine.
this is work though. This is money. You,
You see what I deal with?
I mean, you're not gonna
I'm
handle
so.
this situation alone.
Oh,
You're gonna
I
hire someone, right?
empathize.
You're gonna
I
hire someone to.
empathize. I find it
Dog
sometimes a
station.
quick.
Why'd you throw that?
She didn't. She didn't throw it. She didn't throw it. She's like,
I hear they have collars you could train with now. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
he put a show on, and then I'm gonna finish up.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna ask you two more questions, and then we'll do this again another time because this was great.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Uh, to be honest, what is missing from the cannabis culture right now?
Mm, wow. I feel like there needs to be more queer spaces,
Okay,
safe queer spaces.
that's important.
It's it's immensely important. So there are two brands that I work with a lot, that I like to work with. We have this brand called Hey Flamer. They have they're known for their red joints, and they do a lot of work with. Ooh, they I don't know if you've heard of Sasha Colby Kush. They made a joint or a weed strain in collaboration with drag queen Sasha Colby. Ooh, it's real fucking good.
Okay.
It is so good. I love Sasha Colby Kush. But they're really great. I also work with another brand called Cultivate Sass. They're also in the they make some really good sleep gummies. I would be like they're good. They're good. And they're
I've seen
tasty.
some cat.
They're lab Yeah, and they're good flavors. So they work with really good chocolatiers, and they have it's a lavender hibiscus. So they have like fun flavors. They also do infused topicals like chapsticks and balms. But
Topicals.
yeah,
I
but
love the
what
topicals. Topicals are fantastic.
oh, I know, and I can show you how to make a topical on your stove if you wanted to. That's why I love
Yes.
sass. Yeah. But like I like to work with, I like working with groups that are doing a lot of stuff, but also I like working with queer groups specifically just because there there's not a lot of them. The spaces are incredibly limited, and I feel like the way that it is currently being policed and currently like with, everything happening politically, those spaces are most important now to make sure they're both cultivated and thriving. So
Hmm.
I like to work with a lot of brands that highlight that aspect, and I feel like there need to be a lot more spaces.
Yeah, there's like a whole town in Florida. What's that? That town? Oh, you're on the phone. Never
But
mind. Oh, the, the queer town, the gay town. The
there's a clear
it's a city. It's up north. It's not in Fort Lauderdale. It starts with Mayor Meyer. Um,
Fort Myers.
no, not Fort Myers. It's
That's the only other place in Florida I know outside of like Orlando
oh
and
my gosh,
Miami.
hold on. It's but like there's like a whole town. Like it's hold on. Now I gotta look this up.
It's interesting. Yeah, I just last year. What is it? What am I trying to say? I feel like there's a lot of. It's a very homogenous look out here. If I can be so respectfully,
Wilton
descriptive.
Manors. Wilton
Wilton
Manors.
Manor is interesting.
It's widely considered Florida's gay capital due to its
Ah,
large LGBTQ population. Like it's like
amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, we do
like
need
even
more
every
of that.
restaurant, like I mean, but Florida's very open as much as they pretend that they're not. Like there's always drag shows at a lot of restaurants. Like you can go to Wynwood, and then like the parade is huge. It got to a point.
Nice.
It got to a point where it was like I thought there was only like one parade, but then like it seemed like it was like a point where it was like a lot of parades. I was like, what is going on here?
Nice.
But yeah,
Good.
Florida.
I'm like, praise are good. Praise are fun.
I know they're great. I mean, I've shot out a lot of the gay pride parades when I was working for a magazine. So
Nice. Nice.
No, that's good
Yeah.
that you can feed that community.
Nah, it's important. It just it's a personal point for me, just because I've worked with a lot of queer chefs. I worked with Chala June. That was my first on my that was actually my first time I actually did a collaboration with another chef,
Hmm.
like just for an event. And it was amazing. I learned so much from them. And I also have worked with another chef called Poppy Tropical. I worked with him a little more recently. He just had a pop up at this place called Frog Wine Bar, and he made these really delicious pulled pork sandwiches, like in a corner with a little setup. Amazing.
Gotta
But
infuse that. That's what we need.
yeah, and it's just making sure that these people are highlighted and the community is highlighted and also just supported, because
Hmm.
there is I realize that I work within a very curated bubble of like the cannabis industry in the city, just because I think those are the spaces I ended up. And when I did an actual like survey of who's running what, it is a little, not everyone looks like me, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Trust me,
So
I get
then
it.
when,
I get
yeah, exactly, yeah.
it. Yeah.
Everyone's a little, can't hide.
Can you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I'm like, if you catch my drift. Oh man. But yeah, it's big. It's
That's
big.
it.
And their parties are the best, man. I'm being for real.
You'll like it in Miami whenever you come, for
Oh,
sure.
I'm excited.
Let's see. Let me get one more question. Let's see. Are you more of a indica or sativa or hybrid type? Do you have?
I think I'm between indicas and hybrids,
Okay.
because sativas, especially if it's like a high sativa, will give me a panic attack. But it
Yeah.
won't give me like a real panic attack. It will give me one of those, because remember patience and it pulls me out. It's one of those panic attacks where I'll be sitting there and I feel my heart in my throat, but I know that I have nothing to literally panic about at all. It's just weed.
Yeah.
And so then I have to sit there and quietly talk myself down from
Like
this
it's just the weed.
internal, like, yeah, I'm like, it is just weed. It's just weed. It's just weed. Usually I just walk it off, but uh, yeah, that's that. And but
Do you have a favorite movie?
movie to watch when high? Hmm. You know, I'm not a big movie person. I am into anime.
Of course.
I'll be like,
I knew that. Well, I was gonna say I
we
knew
knew
that
that
by
from Coke. You knew that from the whole intro thing. I play Animal Crossing. My name is Japanese. I was in Japan. Sorry. I I
What's your
actually,
favorite anime?
do we have time? Okay. In non-hierarchical order, I would say Attack on Titan. Great, great, love that. Was horrified of it before, and then I had to grow up a little bit and give it a try
Yeah.
again. Like it
Yeah.
gave me
Hate it.
nightmares. Gave me straight up nightmares. Attack on Titan for Attack on Titan for sure. Um, Death Note. I can quote a
Yeah.
lot of Death Note.
Yes.
Death Note, I feel, has the most spot on background music, like ambient background music of any anime I've ever seen.
And man, if
Loved
I
it.
can find some Death Note music to put on for this, I will.
I know the names of the tracks. I got you if you need help. I used to have it on my iPod in high school. So, Attack on Titan, Death Note. I've been watching a lot of nonsense. Ooh, a recent addition that I really like. Wait, you're not asking me for my top five. Let's just stop there. Because
Okay. Okay.
I could go on ad nauseum.
I feel you.
Let me spare
Let's
you.
see. Let's see. Do I have any? What is something about? What is something in the cannabis world you wish more people understood right now?
Ooh, I I wish people understood how cannabis works with the body and how it interacts with your body. Um, you know, really basic stuff. THCA needs to be heated up to convert into THC. It has to be converted at least 100. No, like, well, I started 240. It's
Yep.
decarbon. Yeah,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least 240. A lot of folks like to be like, no, but that's just has to
You
be
went to
activated
school
to
for
work.
this. I get it. 240 is
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. I'm like, you're cooking with it, it's heating, we're all kind of doing the same thing, but this has to happen for B to work.
Yep.
That's one. And then I also think it's really important for people to understand how it interacts. Like, the human body already has cannabinoid receptors already from birth. They're ready and open to receiving and cannabis already. And it's also really important for everyone to understand that CBD and various strains of CBD all have their own uses. So you mentioned you had, you're looking for things with sleep. Anything that has CBN is going to help you sleep,
Hmm.
if that helps. I don't know. Again, I actually feel like I'm mansplaining.
No,
I feel
no,
like
no. This is not just for me. You'll see when I cut it up. I mean, like,
knows
like
this.
these. No, no, you're not. Because it's. I mean, I my mom got really big with CBD, and then my sister during the pandemic was like, "Oh, I found CBG." So, and then I learned that THC converts to
Mhm.
CBN after like
Yes.
it gets older. So like, no, you're not man explaining nothing because I mean a lot of people don't know. You know,
Yeah.
there's no telling if I was gonna know. So no, no,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
I recently got a comment from someone who was asking about they were like, oh, when I do X, Y, and Z, it, does anything, they're basically asking a similar question. And I said, like, you can kind of overcook it. It basically just converts it to CBN. You're going to get really tired from whatever you eat. And then they were like, oh, that's why X, Y, and Z happens. But that might be a desired effect for some people.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't sleep very well. I don't sleep really well, and I have a high tolerance. So I am just kind of, taking 100 milligrams of the face that I make myself. But other people might not know that, and it's also, or need that, and it's also just good to look for when you're out looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, who has? I'm like trying. Well, SAS has good CBN gummies, and Travel Agency generally has like a list of options with CBN gummies.
Mm.
I also believe Wild has some. Wild is
Okay.
really good too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
So what's funny is in the medical industry, they only touch THC. They don't do any other cannabinoids. So
That's really detrimental.
I know, I know,
Oh
because a lot
man.
of people sometimes just want like better sleep, and it's like, okay, cool, like we can get you an indica. We can find an indica that has the right terpenes. You can hope that the
Yeah.
terpenes are like a lot of it, and then this will be more sedative for you, you know.
Hmm.
Or you don't want to get too high, but you like high THC, so like we can find caryophyllene for you, so you can feel more relaxed. But
See, that was a word that I didn't want to say out loud. Now you did. Now I know how to say. Thank you.
caryophyllene, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love all the terpenes. There's a lot of them I can't say too, like the one that smells like apples. It's ter ter no, it starts with a T. That's what I know. But I can never say it. But I can smell it now. And but yeah. So because I'll start going on that about that.
I will also.
But
So I was going to make a general mention.
yeah.
But something that I do want people to know that these are the as I'm waving a vape around, that reminded me. Cannabis isn't held to the same food standards as food. So sometimes you'll get an edible or a vape that has real botanicals, and real botanicals outside of cannabis, like fruit, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're so unlucky to be allergic to some fruit, like me, you might have a reaction and not know because they don't list it really well on their ingredients.
No.
True story. I so previously mentioned, because I always load it up. It's one of my most interesting facts. I have a vicious fruit allergy. It's based on pollen, but it does mostly affect fruit. So it's anything that. But I'm not even going to go into it. I can't eat a lot of fucking fruit, like a lot. One
Wow.
and the basics like apples, pears, peaches, strawberries, cherries, blackberries, Plums. What was some recent discoveries? A lot, a lot. I actually wrote about it
Can
in
you
an
drink the
essay.
juice?
Nope, I won't
No.
even chance it. Sometimes there are certain wines that I can't have. Like I have to know specifically. I can't have this one bottle of wine called like I'm not gonna say it. It's a wine with the flower on the bottle. I think it's Cote de Rhone. I don't know French, but it specifically has a rose on the bottom of the bottle,
Hmm.
and that will make me break out like a Jackson Pollock painting, like all over my face. And
Wow.
so when I had a vape by Select, which is owned by Curaleaf,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
They're down
their
here.
fruit sticks have real fruit botanicals.
Yep.
I found
Yeah.
out by posting a story through a DM.
Posting a story through
I
that.
posted a story on my Instagram saying I made a joke because at the time I had no idea what the fuck made me break out. I had no clue. But I couldn't breathe. I was huffing on that shit like it was life support, like a pacifier. And I was drunk and I was already smoking like joints and I was on vacation. I am a degenerate. I'm like small, but it is just chaos. So I was lit. And so when I finally got back to just like, a general homeostasis, I was like, that's not the right use of that word, but I don't care right now. I was like, I can't breathe. Why can't I breathe? And so I was basically gasping for air like all throughout the one night. So the next day, I post a selfie because I took one really good picture in the middle of not being able to breathe, but I didn't know I wasn't breathing yet.
Like,
I was having blank. I was having a grand old time. Like grand. So when I posted that, I remember I said I didn't know it at the time, but something in I basically had to say it had to be the vape. I'm allergic to something in this vape, and I don't know what it is. And someone saw it because it was posted a picture in color, and they're like, "Is that the fruit stick from Select?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's the strawberry one." And they're like, "They use real strawberry fruit for the flavor." Mm-mm. Strawberry would bum rush me in a concert and stomp on my throat if it were a person.
oh my gosh. Wow.
Strawberries hate me so much. So I had to
Wow. And
post a
when did
follow
you
up.
find out about this? Like, when did
I
you
found
find out
out that
about this the allergy?
when I was like 12 ish, like young, like
Yeah.
it was either a situation of I was always allergic to it and just thought that fruit hurt after I ate it, or it was something I had developed. But after a while, it started to be bad enough where I broke out in hives around my
Hmm.
mouth, and it seems to accumulate. Like it's not getting any better at all.
Like,
At all.
still not the time.
Nah. So yeah, after that, that was the first time I was like, I feel personally responsible for at least following up with this because I posted about something that made me sick and it was weed related and it
Hmm.
was not like common information. So I was like, fuck it. This is what happened. I'm not knocking it. This is what you need to know that's developing in the industry and it's a good thing because we like to have more real stuff. Foy uses real fruit purees in their gummies and they're delicious.
Hmm.
But some people with medical issues, who take certain medications, I think grapefruit or some citrus products like interact with that. And if you're smoking something that may have real citrus in it, it's like,
Yeah. 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 The dispensaries don't
so
do a lot of, they don't like to tell you all the information, which I don't know why, because
no.
they have to get it tested. So they have the information. It's like they don't want to pay the
Yeah.
person to put the information, like, the next step,
Just
okay,
like
got the
list some
paperwork.
common allergens, bro. Like peanut, soy, is it made in a place, whatever. Like these are things people have to know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what if they have? Because Lord knows that they have a vape that's like super fancy, fun time, wonderful, and it may not have fruit, may not have whatever, but it has something, and they
Yeah.
can't pinpoint that. And now they have to live their life like what? Who knows if they're going to experience again and have the same thing? Like it's
When I started
ah,
making the oils, I remember before I started even doing when I make my own tinctures, I was doing
mhm.
it with Everclear because that's what I found on Google.
Yep.
So, we were cooking it on the stove, cook it to 170 degrees. It's done in
Oh,
30 minutes. It's the fastest way to make it. It's the fastest way to make a tincture, really fast. But also,
interesting.
it also burns because it's Everclear, and
Right.
you know you gotta be careful because it's on the stove. You can burn the whole
Yeah.
house and whatnot. So I don't recommend doing it. But I did it for for a while. And
Wow.
what's cool about when you I'm going on a tangent here, but like what's cool about when you make the Everclear, even when you squeeze everything out, like it's just not. So you can actually take the leftover plant matter and you could
Don't
put
even
that.
start. I know you take the leftover plant matter and use it in your cooking or something you don't heat up again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could put it in the jar with your seasoning, and then what happens is the seasoning will absorb all of it and infuse the whole seasoning jar, and then you just put it over your food like that. So you can actually put it over like Mrs. Dash, and I would basically just make the Everclear. I would take the bag out, and then yeah, you got to find out the ratio because it's still just like weed doesn't really taste that good in general. So
Right,
you find a
yeah.
ratio so then it can absorb it, and then you just put it over your food, and then you can have a salad. Won't smell like anything besides Mrs. Dash, and get high. They're not like crazy, dosage because it's been stripped of it, but if you had to like smoke in your car and then come back and eat your salad, then your high would last longer because by the time that it went away, then it kicks in and then like, you're good. So I'm all
So
about trying
I've
to teach
done
people how to.
no, I have done. I'm gonna brilliant, brilliant. I know you went through hell trying to figure out what your ratios are because I have done numerous experiments on cooking with the leftover. I call it the bits.
Uh,
Or whatever. If you're on my profile, if you dig, because I after a while I stopped using the covers because it algorithm and stuff. But if you dig deep, I have this little series where it's like a solid color, and it's called Cooking with the Bits, where I just make a bunch of recipes about using that plant matter. I made one time I did. It's my favorite story because I was so high. I made a chimichurri sauce, and I used like flour that I had used to make olive oil, and I blended it up. Well, here's what I did. I measured it out. I did all my math. I did what I was supposed to do, all the right things. And when I weighed it out, I think I only was supposed to put like an eighth in there. And when
mm,
I saw the 3.5 grams, it just looked so bitty and sad. And man, I was like, nah, let's put a little bit more. Like, let's make it hefty. So I put in to when it looked like an eighth before it was, like crushed and cooked and smoked and then strained and then all of that. So it was actually 20 grams now. So
oh
I
my
threw
god,
that into 3/4 of a cup of chimichurri sauce at best.
that's
Maybe
not a lot.
absolute. No, no, it's not.
That's a
Like,
real yeah.
those little like Japanese like tiny containers that really you don't know what the heck you put in them because they're so small, but are just like a weird mid-size. Like, picture that
Yeah,
with gure tama on it. That was what held this bombshell. It was like, oh, it was bad. Well, actually, it was delicious. You couldn't taste it because we're not. So I had the lick of the back of the spoon, not even a full tablespoon, which was 450 milligrams per tablespoon. After I did math, I
mm-hmm.
think I probably had 100 milligram lick, and I was down for the count.
Yeah,
Down. So
yeah,
that's, yeah. That is one where you gotta weigh your stuff,
yeah, yeah.
but you can do it, and it's fun.
Yeah, we've done dinners up to like 5 course meals a couple of times. So we usually do like 50 milligrams through 5 courses, and then
Makes sense.
we give people, I call them a victory joint. So everyone comes in, we put a little joint on the table. We all go
So
out and
cool.
smoke. We all go out and smoke together. I go through a tasting process with them like we do with wine. So I do a dry pull with them and I tell them the flavors that are inside of the joints because everyone's like, oh, it just tastes like weed. I'm like, no, but like there's
No,
limonene in
there's
here.
there's
Oh, here
layers.
goes this flavor. It's caryophyllene. These are the ones that we picked, and this is what we're going to use for your food. So then some of the flavors that are in this are going to be through the strain. So they smoke. We all smoke a little bit. They smoke. My wife kind of chills out with them for a little bit. Then they come back to the table and they kind of chill. And then we
Mhm.
start. We've done homemade focaccia bread that my wife will make from scratch, and then we'll do like a hot kale salad with like some of like the bits, and then we'll leave like extra oil on the table. We
It's
give
a
people
great word,
sweetened
isn't
drinks if
it?
they want it, and yeah, I did like a chimney, like a fajita chicken, like on like the skewers or whatnot. And we had like 3 pieces on the skewers, and if anybody wanted anything extra, we just brought over like a tincture and just like squirted it on top of whatnot.
That
So
is so cool. I need to get out to Florida. I
yeah, I
want
need
to
to
be.
come to New York. You guys
Yeah, we need to do a swap. I need to figure out when you come. I'm gonna make sure to find some events to be like, come to this. You would really. I don't know if you've connected with them yet, but you should really check out the Infused Supper Club. They are incredible. Infused Supper Club and Collective High. They're both groups that throw infused events, but Infused Supper Club focuses mostly on food, and Collective High does a couple more variety of events. But I went to one on, or my friend Sam actually invited me to one of their events because she had a ticket and she let me be her date. And we had a salmon like carpaccio, like salmon sashimi with this.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful, like 4 course dinner with a great, like the dessert was amazing, and it was paired with, they had drink pairings with Jeter, and so the Jeter joint was like, flavored and paired to go with a whole ass mocktail. It was just brilliant stuff. That's what people need to know. Like, this can be brilliant. I need to get you to one of those, but you need to check out those two. And the the two women that run those groups are incredible. Especially, like, they're both just really great people, brilliant women, lovely to talk to, great energy.
I gotta get out of Florida because Florida's really weird when it comes to collaborations. They're very weird.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
It is. It's weird. So coming to New York where people are like, yeah,
People
let's try
really
to get
want to
this.
work with each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's
People
hard out
really
here.
want to work with each other. Because, I mean, it's just weed. We're already smoking in groups. Like, there's no reason we can't do something that works together.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the new year because I have so many ideas I want to pitch out to people. So, and it also kind of makes it easier to want to do like creation and collaboration. Like, you just learn so much from everyone else. Like, when people call it, maybe this is me just being like bad, but I always, when people refer to me as like, oh, you do this, you're that, and whatever, and you're so, or I feel like they kind of, I don't want to say they pedestal me, but they there's a way that I sense certain communications go that make me feel like I am still just trying to grow like all y'all. Like,
Right.
I'm not a monolith. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I just recently learned how to make infused brown butter, thinking it wasn't I couldn't be done. And I saw I was wrong. And I was so fucking happy to be wrong. And I'm so bad. I hate to censor myself. But
Our first recipe was with a brown butter Alfredo sauce from scratch.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I love being wrong in that way. I like to know that, oh, something I thought can't be done can be, or here's something I never thought about, or a new way of trying something, or just something I've never heard. And that just, I love that. And I feel like I really like about being, at least in New York space, where, oh, well, I don't know if you've been to Boston, but their infused bakeries are very nice too. I have a great, me and Blaze Bakery are besties.
I'm originally from Boston, but I
Oh.
haven't been up there in the
Wait,
cannabis
not
scene.
Boston. I'm so sorry. I'm poor at geography. I'm trying to say Chicago.
Oh, definitely never been to Chicago. I've never. No, I can't think
My
of
bad.
anything to be like, you know
I've,
what? Chicago's the place for it. Like someone else to invite me. Like, okay, I guess we're going to Chicago. But
that's
you
so
know,
funny. I would the only so the two reasons I've been to Chicago were both to go on tour with my band, and it both times. I think the first time I stayed there, our Airbnb was right next to Blaze Bakery, which is an infused bakery. The
okay,
laws, at least the laws in Chicago, in terms of food and cannabis and how it's being sold, are much more refined than at least New York. It's still really gray here, but in Chicago, they have Blaze Bakery and Wake and Bake. I've been to Blaze Bakery more than Wake and Bake, just because proximity. But yeah, so we were right downstairs. I was the only pothead in the band in the entire. I was the only pothead in my band, but also out of all the bands that we were on tour with. So, which is whatever. It's
you're
fine.
right.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry.
People like this that
But
exist, so it's okay. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I was I wouldn't sleep. I would like clop down every morning and go get like an infused iced tea and pick up a joint and an infused cake, and then I tag them. But every time I go to Chicago, I go there.
Yeah.
And the food in general is good in Chicago, also.
I've definitely heard that on the culinary side that there's definitely some
Yeah,
good places I need to check out. So,
yeah.
but look, we're gonna wrap up on that 'cause I feel like that's a good
Yes,
place
I
to
realize you've
wrap
spoken
up.
for a long time. You have a family to like enjoy.
They're right here.
Oh,
My wife is stressing a little bit. It's okay.
get
She's
over there. Get over there. You got
she's
nah.
fine.
It's time for
She's
you to go and
fine.
assist.
Okay, so let's see. The best way to wrap it up is tell people how to find you. Tell people. Wait. Wait. I'm trying to. What does speak highly mean to you?
What does speak highly mean to me? Um,
Even
it
though I'm pretty sure you've
means.
never heard of it before, but that's okay. You're
But
like
wait, I need to now. But now I need to clarify. Are we speaking on the general term in and of itself, or specifically what we're doing here?
specifically what we're doing here
Thank you. Okay, that
now that
helps.
we have spoken highly.
Um, speak highly.
What do these
Clearly, it
combinations
means
of words you never heard about mean to you now that you've done it?
I was literally here about to be like, well, speaking highly means I was gonna give you some existential shit, but I guess not. I'm kidding. Nah, speak highly. I like that. Well, one, yes, we are quite high, but also we are speaking very well about this thing that makes us high and speaking well about the things that we like to do and how we're appreciating it. So, actually, interestingly, ties into the abstract one when I thought we were just speaking of the sentence. So, yeah, it is just kind of
See,
speaking well.
this connects all the way through.
Everything's circled. The turns have tabled. I know how that's
Mhm.
supposed to be said. I watched The Office.
I've never watched The Office fully, but I did watch the show it was based off of called Office Space, or the movie.
That
Have you seen it?
counts.
Yeah,
I love Office Space.
it's a
I
fantastic
had a
show.
red stapler.
His name, his name is
I'm gonna set this space on fire. That's the last straw. That's the only way I say that sentence. I always say, that's the last straw.
Oh my god. Okay, tell people how they can find you. If even though people are already finding you, but I mean, like, how can people find you through your website? Do you when you have your YouTube, is it going to be the same name? Let them know. Let them know.
I always want more people to find me to just teach as many as I can, but you can find me on Instagram at Kokujin, Kokujin. The dots are optional. I found out you don't have to type all those in. You can also find me on Substack at bykokujin.substack.com. It's also linked in my Instagram. I share all my recipes in long form text, and I also share essays and stuff. So you read about weird stuff, weird dark things that pop into my head, or listicles about animes that are really good to watch when you're waiting for bread to prove.
Yeah, I got
and
to start reading.
yeah, there are some deep ones, but I really like to make them kind of funny in the interim. I also talk a lot about I basically talk about food, anime, video games, nonsense. And I'll also be on YouTube very soon under the same name, Kokujin, because 2026 is going to be a good year. And also, if you want to book a workshop with me, I always take on classes and clients. If you want to order with me, all my information can be reached on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you for being with Speak Highly. As we, as oh, there's nothing there, and my daughter said so. I tried to look cool. It died. It died. It died.
Oh no.
Okay, as we speak highly. There it is. I appreciate you. Thank you for talking for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it's all good.
That was great.
Of course, of course, of course. No, thank you so much for your time. I